You type a question into ChatGPT, expecting a brilliant answer, and it spits back a wall of generic, robotic text. Most users treat ChatGPT like Google, typing in simple keywords. However, the system is designed to follow specific multi-step instructions rather than just retrieving information. It requires the logic of a programmer, not the shorthand of a search engine. Today, I am going to show you a specific 5-part framework called a structured ultra-advanced prompt. By the end of this video, you will know how to use it to generate responses that match the exact tone and structure you need on your very first try. To follow along, you need 2 things: an open ChatGPT window and a real task you actually need to finish today, whether that is drafting an email, writing a meal plan, or prepping for an interview. Mastering this framework allows you to leverage the model's reasoning to handle complex workflows. Let's build your first prompt. We start by looking at basic prompts, like asking how to cook pasta. A one-liner gives the model far too much room to guess. It doesn't know if you are a beginner who needs exact water ratios or a working chef looking for a specific technique. To get a useful answer, you have to move to intermediate prompting. This means adding strict constraints and telling the AI exactly what format you want the final text to be in. Take a look at this generated output. If you ask for a vegetarian athlete's meal plan on a $100 weekly budget and explicitly require it to be formatted as a day-by-day table, the AI organizes the information into a clear grid instead of burying it in a massive block of text. The next step up is advanced prompting. Here, you assign the AI a persona. You tell the model exactly who it needs to be and what tone of voice it should use. If you ask it to review a $4,000 monthly budget, you instruct it to act as an experienced financial advisor with a friendly tone. This specific instruction forces the AI to use the vocabulary and structure of an actual consultant rather than a generic bot. By stacking constraints, a strict format, and a defined persona, you build a fence around the AI. You eliminate its ability to guess, forcing it to generate a highly tailored, usable product. This diagram outlines the 5-part formula we use to build a structured, ultra-advanced prompt: context, role, task, format, and constraints. First, you establish the context, setting the background of your task, like noting you are preparing for a job interview. Next, you define the role, telling ChatGPT to act as an experienced HR professional. Then you define the task, the specific action you need it to perform, like reviewing your resume. You follow this immediately with the format, where you dictate the structure. You command it to split its response into 2 clear sections, one for resume feedback and one for interview preparation. Finally, you add constraints to set the boundaries. In this case, you instructed to focus exclusively on tech industry standards, preventing it from giving irrelevant advice. This 5-part structure provides the exact scaffolding ChatGPT needs. It limits the model's guessing, so the output matches your requirements, without the usual trial and error. Even with this detailed structure, the first result might need a minor adjustment. When that happens, do not start over and write a brand new prompt. Instead, use the #feedback tag in your next message. This tells the AI exactly what parts of its previous answer to keep and which parts to change. For example, you can reply with #feedback. The technical terms were too complex. Please simplify the language while keeping the concepts the same. A moment of caution. But there is a danger built into this workflow. As the AI generates more confident-sounding text, it becomes easy to blindly trust its factual accuracy. This node visualization illustrates how large language models actually function. They do not understand empirical facts. Instead, they predict the next most likely word in a sequence based on the text they were trained on. Because of this, they can build logically sound sentences from entirely false premises. If you ask for it, ChatGPT will write fluent, convincing text about a fierce 1995 debate between Albert Einstein and Sir Isaac Newton. It writes this because those names frequently appeared together in sentences about scientific debates, missing the fact that these men lived centuries apart. To protect yourself against these errors, implement a safety check. Instruct the model to rate its own confidence level from 1 to 10 for every factual claim it includes in its response. By using the iteration loop and this confidence check, you stop passively consuming AI text. You become an active, critical manager of your digital assistant. You now know how to stop asking search engine-style questions and start commanding a system that parses complex instructions. The 5-part framework adapts to your needs. With a simple change of the role and context, you can summon a chef, a tax consultant, or a coding buddy on demand. Just remember the golden rule. ChatGPT is a tool, not an oracle. You must always verify crucial facts and statistics externally. Your final step is to put this into practice. Copy the 5-part framework template from the description below, paste it into ChatGPT, and fill it in with the task you need to finish today. Let's get to work.